Hi friends, welcome to my channel. I'm Sunique and today I've got an unboxing of a Norse Oracle deck. And this looks really interesting, so let's open it up and see what we have. Just take the plastic off here, avoid the glare. So this is a deck by Matt Hughes, and you may remember I did a walkthrough of his other deck, the Mother Mort's Carnival of Souls, which is amazing. I'll put a link to this one below. And this is the latest offering, a Norse Oracle deck. And it looks quite sumptuous. That looks like a face and a beard and a sword, and I don't know, you can read so much into this artwork. It's so gorgeous. And look at these knots here, like a Celtic knot. Beautiful. It's a black box and it's got a beautiful feel to it, absolutely gorgeous, and it is Matt Hughes's recognisable art style. So what does it say? I think that says Gjallarhorn. I'm not sure how you pronounce G and J together. And at the moment I'm up to series 4 of The Last Kingdom, so I'm quite engrossed in the whole Norse culture. So this sort of is going alongside that as well, isn't it? Anyway, so the Norse Oracle deck is both a guide and a tool. It is also an extension of you, because in their highest form, the cards are conduits for forgotten wisdom to be remembered. Through this deck, the ancients speak again. This oracle is separated into 3 parts. There's Norse runes, deities and sigils, which can be used alone or together, depending on how you are called to interact with them. You may draw a single card from each category for daily guidance, or use one of the spreads provided in the guidebook, or create your own. Craft your own language of legacy and remembrance as you summon the power, mystery and wisdom within the Norse Oracle deck. It says it's 62 gilt-edged oracle cards adorned with gold foil embellishments and an 80-page hardcover book with spot varnish and gold foil accents. And yeah, he has that same sort of style on the Ethereal Visions Tarot, both the Ordinary Edition and the Lunar Edition, and I've got both of those, and I've done walkthroughs of those as well. Wow, this is going to be something else. Okay, so those are the sides. And let's look in the box. So we've got a black pull-out ribbon here. We've got a hardback book, not very thick, and then we've got the same sort of embellishment on the inside, and here are the cards. Oh, and they are in 3 separate packs, so I need to take the cellophane off those in a second. And it's just a cardboard insert there to hold the cards in. So rather a large box, and rather large cards as well. They are oracle size. And these, oh, these are going to be beautiful. They're going to be amazing. Let's look at the book. So, look at the end papers, and we have a ribbon bookmark, which is really nice. Is it stitched or is it glued? I think, yeah, it's stitched. So that's brilliant. Lasts longer than a stitched book. It has 79 pages. So what do we have? First edition 2024, it's a US Games offering. And we have concept and editing by Hope Hughes, written by Gillian and Christina, illustrated and decorated by Matt Hughes. How to use the Norse Oracle, some spreads, introduction and runes. So all the runes here. I am really interested in runes, and in fact I do even have a tattoo of a bind rune on the inside of my ankle. Combined these 2 runes here, Suella and Diwas. An empowering bind rune for me, and I did them many years ago. Anyway, yeah, I like the runes, and I've got quite a few books on rune. What I don't know too much about actually are the deities. I mean, obviously Odin is quite well known, but there are some lesser ones here that I am not too sure about. I mean, this is Tyr, so this is Tiwaz and Tyr. I know they go together. I know about Loki, how Yeah, there's quite a few here that I do know about, and then again there's quite a few I don't. And then these sigils is what's really calling to me, actually, the sigils. Now I have got the Nameless one, big guidebook, and the tarot. I will link that below as well, and that is full of sigils, and the sigils on the tarot cards, and it's just really magical, absolutely magical, but quite an investment deck and book. Here we have this, so we've got some spreads here. So we've got past, present, future. We have some what's this? So 6 card spreads. Oh yeah, bind rune. There we go. A bind rune combines 2 or more runes to create a continuous symbol. This is a personal touch you can add to your reading and use as an anchor to focus your intent. So it's a bind rune that I've got tattooed on my ankle. This is about those spreads. Introduction. And then we're actually into the meanings. So what do we get? So Fehu, we've just got this little bit of information. There's not a lot actually. So it talks about what the rune is all about. So cattle, wealth, fertility, inner resources. And we'll look at those in a bit. So those are the runes. Then we actually come on to the deities. An introduction to that, and then yeah, we've got a thumbnail image, but quite a large one of the cards themselves. Odin seems to be an awful lot bigger than Freya, or Free. Maybe because he's such a well-known entity in the pantheon. And then we're on to sigils. Gjallarhorn, that's what the actual deck is called. So this is the main rune, and it is a horn. The announcer of aggression and fate. It was sounded to signify the advance of the frost giants and the beginning of Ragnarok. It's going to be quite interesting to look through this book and learn a little bit more. So here we have about the contributors. So Gillian Christina is a writer, tarot channeler and goddess dedicant. She has 20 plus years tarot practice, and then she's authored 3 oracle decks: Tamed Wild, Wild Moon Lunar Phase deck, Wild Rituals Intention deck, and Wild Runes deck. Alright, so that's the book. Shall I look at the cards, and we'll take one from each pile and look at the card meanings in the book, yeah? Sounds like a plan. So we'll do it in the same order as the book. So we'll start with the runes and see what we get. Okay, so we start with Fehu. Now I'm probably not going to pronounce all these correctly, so forgive me if you know how they are pronounced. But we get the rune in the centre of the card, and then we get the same sort of pattern on the outside. So yeah, Fehu, Uruz, which is strength, Thurisas, which is protection. And it actually looks like a thorn, doesn't it? As if it could stab you there. Or a weapon of some kind. Ansus, wisdom. Rado, journey. Kenaz, control. Ebo, connected. You can see the connection, can't you? Winjo, hope. Haglas, destruction. Nandus, restriction. And it looks like it's been restricted, like a cross, like a no-go. Isa, stillness. And if that's Jera or Yera, cycle. Awos, magic. Perthro, destiny. Alvis, energy. Swallow, clarity. I call that soul, S-O-L. T was, or Tia, which is sacrifice. Kano, which is birth. A was, nature. Manas, potential. Agus, flow. Ing was, fertility. Dagas, quality. Thalia, ancestry. So, let's have a look next at our deities. And we start with Odin. Free, Freya. Hugin and Munin, who are Odin's messenger birds, which is thought and memory. Sutta, don't know that. Look at the gold as the eyes there, that's quite an energetic energy. Oh, what does that say? It can be a little bit difficult to actually understand the script. It's Thor, and I should know because that's Thor's hammer. But this is the way Thor is actually written, so that's different. Sif. Oh, there's another one. I really don't know how to pronounce that, but it is still about Thor, chariot, death, resurrection, service, Tyr and Rado. So it combines the runes. Okay, that's going to be something to look at. This is the giant serpent, Jormundur. How do you say it? But it is basically the Ouroboros, because you can see the snake eating its own tail. So it's the same sort of thing. And it wraps itself around the world, as I remember. There's Tyr. And also, let me just show you. This is my version of Tyr. I've had these quite some time, and yeah, this is an image that gives me strength when I need strength, when I need to call on those inner reserves. Then this is the image I contemplate, because I think it's beautiful, right? If you can see all this energy here. So the energy from the centre of this person's body here coming out. And then we've got this sort of warrior energy as well, and all this red energy here. I just love this image. I've had it many, many, many years. And it hangs on my wall. Anyway, that's my sort of Tyr depiction that I always go to. Okay. Valkyria. So it's the Valkyries, I presume. Oh, look in the book. Fenrir. Okay, the wolf. Yes. Mima. Loki. I think everybody's heard of Loki. Satan. Slipnir. This is the 8-legged horse. Yeah, the 8-legged horse. Slipnir. Helm. Balder. I think that says Nana. Larry. Hoda. Heimdall. Ratatas. Ratatos. No, I don't know. That's another one to look in the book for. Let me see if I can find it. No, it doesn't say. Ratatosker. What I'm noticing in the book, though, is that the runes are assigned to certain of these cards, so it's a combined structure that we're looking at here. Finally, the sigils. So we have the horn here. The world tree. Thor's hammer. Veltnut. Horn Trixgillian. And then here we are with these sigils themselves. So Veguisa. Some slaughter these names. In fact, I'm not even going to actually try and pronounce them because it's insulting to that pantheon. It looks damaged. Yeah, it's a bit damaged there. Yeah, these are going to be very, very interesting to discover. Okay. Right, so those are the cards. So how do we do this? How do we work with them together? Well, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw my favourite, Tiwaz, with Tyr. Do that. Yeah. Draw those two together, and then what shall we have with it? Drawn to that one. Okay, I'm going to look at these three cards and see how they work together, or if they do work together in the book. So we'll start with Tiwaz. This is Justice, Sacrifice, Courage, Mars and Tuesday. Sky God, wielder of justice and self-sacrifice. Tiwaz becomes our ally when conflicts need resolving, when bravery is required and right action reigns supreme. The rune Tiwaz resembles a spear and carries with it the energy of force, will and commitment, and I think you can really see that in this image as well. When the god Tyr made the false oath to Fenrir, which is the wolf, that bound the wolf in the process, he knew full well that the price of this betrayal would be his sword arm, but he did it for the greater good and to save the lives of his people. This sacrifice transformed Tiwaz into a symbol of male potency and action. This connects Tiwaz to the Roman god of war, Mars. Tiwaz resembles a symbol for the red planet and Irminsul, of Mars, which is also considered the axis or column of the universe. So that's this one. By channeling our inner resolve, drawing from the core of our being, and directing the power of our truth and conviction toward our target, we summon the power of Tiwaz. So it actually gave you information about Tyr there as well. So we'll probably repeat that, I would imagine. Let's see. So we've got the same keywords. So we've got Justice, Sacrifice, Courage, Mars, Tuesday. Self-sacrifice, military spear, Tiwaz, Tuesday. So God and Warrior Tyr is a god of justice, right action and the greater good. He is focus. His will and energy always aimed in the most intentional direction possible. This ensures that his highest ideals are solidified, even if that means immense personal loss. He knew that the nature of the unbreakable chain would bind the formidable wolf Fenrir, yet he committed himself to his task. He tricked Fenrir and, in doing so, trapped the murderous wolf. But Tyr paid a hefty price for this betrayal. When Fenrir realised what happened, he bit off Tyr's right hand, his sword hand. The god was left crippled, physically maimed and less of a warrior. And yet he became a greater warrior by doing the thing no one else could do. He summoned a warrior's courage and knowingly and willingly put himself in harm's way. We become more like Tyr when we make sacrifices for the greater good and when we put the well-being and protection of others over our own. Of course, this does not speak to reckless behaviour. Tyr's actions were calculated and understood. He knew the consequences of his actions and was ready to accept them. Above all, an unwavering inner strength supports this unfolding of events, one born from the kind of self-awareness gained through self-mastery. Herein lies the true balance. What is needed to sacrifice for the greater good? What oaths will you hold true to? And then finally, let's have a look at the sigil. So this is Odin, mead and poetry. I presume they drank mead out of the horn. Wisdom, inspiration and a direct line to the muses of the ether. These three interlocking horns hold the framed and earnestly sought after mead of poets. Named Aduria, Bodin and Sun, these horns carry endless honeyed oceans of golden flowing, unmatchable poetry. A literal conduit of divine vision, and lyricism. The horn triskelion can be called upon to invite and invoke our internal muses. It draws them out and up through the channels of our story, song and voice to lend power and movement to those creations we desire to permeate. The webs of cosmic consciousness. These horns form a divine trinity of creation. See, draw, and summon them as a spell. Speak the beauty and truth that lies within and without. Speak your most golden, highest-centered desires into being. And remember to always give thanks to the gods, the blood that was shed to alchemize this mead, and the life that you hope to conjure with it. That's how you would use it in spell work. It would be interesting to see how I get along with these cards as a system, because it seems that that's how they are meant to be. So yeah, that is Matt Hughes' latest offering, the Gjallarhorn Norse Oracle deck. And thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for being here. And until my next video, bye friends, bye.